Okay. It has been quite a while since I have been on here, and I only have 3% battery now, so we'll see if I actually get to film this. So, lots has happened since I last updated, and I'm getting ready. I'm in my bedroom. It's a mess. Like, there's clothes piled on the bed. Just don't look at it. Like, if it offends you, just don't look at it. Or if it really offends you, maybe this is not the video for you, but. Okay, so I made a video, I think my last one was at the beginning of February, and it is March 21st, so it's been almost 2 months. Lots has happened. One, my cat escaped. She slipped out in the middle of the night, and we didn't know it until a couple days later because we had friends visiting. And that was very difficult. She was missing for 3 weeks, and we had gotten some messages from people on our neighborhood Facebook group saying that they had seen a cat that looked similar to the picture that I shared of her, that had gotten hit by a car. And we didn't see anything, no sign of her on our Ring cameras. We have several cameras. We have one in the backyard, 2 on either side of the fence, and then 1 on the front door. And we didn't see anything for 3 weeks. I looked. There was nothing. And so we had left, if your cat gets loose and they're an indoor cat, put their litter box outside. Most cats don't go within like 100-foot radius of the house. Like, they don't go far. So anyway, so we had her litter box and stuff out for 3 weeks. And the weekend before this week, not this week, but last week, my husband was like, hey, do you want me to bring the litter box in? And I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. And then we had also left food outside for her. And one day we came home. It was a Tuesday night. We came home and Richie was like, that's really weird. The food bowl on the front porch is empty. And so I and I hadn't checked the Ring cameras in a couple of days. So I scrolled back through the Ring cameras, and like a ghost, she just appeared on the Ring camera, like in one frame, and then was gone in the next. And so then the week of no sleep ensued, and we spent all week trying to catch her. She kept coming back at night, and we put another camera out there. She kept coming back, and we managed to trap her with the garage. So she's back. It was a miracle, and I was so like depressed because she was missing, and she's the cat we got first. That I was like, I didn't want to film, I didn't want to read, I didn't even read very much. So anyways, so that happened. That was like 4 weeks, right? Like, that was a month. And then the other exciting thing that happened is I got a job working part-time at a bookstore. And so now I'm working at a bookstore where I get a discounted books. So my book buying problem, okay, I've done really good. So far, I've only pre-ordered 1 book. I've only purchased 1 book, but I'm really excited. I love working there. Everybody is so nice and so friendly, and that is what I'm getting ready to go do now. So I've been really busy. Like, things have been really weird over here. Things have been busy, but I'm finally at a place where I feel like I can start filming book content again. So here, let's talk about like what I've been reading. Currently, I'm almost done. The other good thing about working at this bookstore is that I now have access to more ways to read. So I have a bookseller account with Penguin Random House Audio, and I've been listening to audiobooks. So I've been listening to Faebound because that was one where I was like, I got an arc of it, and I was like, I think I might like this better as an audiobook. And that is true to a certain extent. I do like the book better as an audiobook, but I'm still not like, yes, I love this book. I'm almost done with it. I probably have like 30 or 45 minutes left. And the other great thing about my job is that I'm in the back working on inventory stuff, so I can listen while I'm at work. So that's really exciting. So I'll probably finish that today. I finished Wool by Hugh Howey, I think, yesterday. I enjoyed that. I watched the TV show first, And I watched the TV show. I was like, wow, that was really good. And so then I decided to read the book. I did like the book. I felt like the book was really good, but I do like the TV show better. And that's one of those things where I feel like the TV show made certain choices that like enhanced the storytelling. And the other thing that I thought was really interesting is the first season of the TV show leaves off halfway through the first book. And there's 3 books, so there's a lot of content. I'm pretty sure that it has gotten picked up for a second season, and I'm hoping we'll get that this year or next year. So that's really exciting. So I finally finished Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. Oh, loved it. It was so good. It wasn't quite as good as the first. The first was a 5-star read for me. This one was like a 4.5. Just because it kind of lagged a little bit, but it was a similar formula to the first one. So if you didn't like the first one, you're probably not going to like this one. But I loved it. I giggled. I was kicking my feet. I was swooning at Wendell. Like, Wendell Bambleby is my book boyfriend. I love him dearly. I love that book. It was really, really good. I finally finished We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faizil, so I've completed that duology. I enjoyed it. It was good, and if you like Indian-inspired or Middle Eastern-inspired fantasy, I highly recommend it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but it doesn't really stick in my memory. I finally finished Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell, and I did not like that one nearly as much as I liked the first. So if you've read Winter's Orbit and you love Winter's Orbit, just know, well, I don't know, you might like Ocean's Echo. Ocean's Echo was very sci-fi. It was very complex. And it was kind of more about the sci-fi elements than it was about the relationship with the characters. And I wished I had gotten more of the characters. So, take that for what it's worth. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first, but I did enjoy it. It was fine. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I wasn't anticipating ever reading. That's not one that I felt interested in. But I saw Peruse Project talk about how cute it was, and I was like, oh, I love a cute book. And it was really cute. If you like a good fairy tale book, it was cute, and I enjoyed it, and I think I am going to read the next one. I read A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir while I was away. That's the 3rd book in that series, and I have the 4th one from the library, so I'll probably start that soon. And I read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human by Kimberly Lemming. Best one in the series so far. It was so funny. It was so funny. I was laughing out loud. It was so good. If you like a monster romance, Kimberly Lemming is your girl. Okay, she is doing it with the monster romances. It was so good. So really, really enjoyed that. My hair is looking good today. I'm just gonna straighten my bangs a little bit. So that's everything that I've read this month. I'm almost done with Faebound, and it is Thursday. I'm pretty busy today. I'm working. I've got some stuff going on this evening. I am currently reading an arc of a book called Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wishwell, I think is how you say their name. I am loving it. If you like weird books, if you like weird horror romance books, this is it. So the premise is there's this monster named Shishi Shen, which I don't know if that's how you say their name, but that's what it looks like. And she's kind of this amorphous blob, and she can, that's the best way to describe it is amorphous blob. And she gets sort of chased out of her home, out of her little town by a group of monster hunters, and she ends up meeting this woman named Homily, and she falls in love with her. And it turns out Homily is the daughter of this kind of semi well-known kind of royal-ish family, and her family members are horrible. And since Shishi Shen is a monster, she eats and absorbs her girlfriend's horrible family members. And it's been absolutely it's a riot. I think it's so funny, and it's also there's been several times where Shishi Shen is talking about killing her family members, and it's so sweet. And I knew I was gonna love it from the dedication. The dedication was for anyone who's ever been called a monster, and I was like, this is it. This is the book for me. So if you like weird, if you like horror, if you like romance, if you don't mind gross body ickiness. It's a good book. It's coming out in April, so I'm gonna hopefully finish that this weekend. Okay, so we're finishing Faebound today. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna finish it today. I'm hopefully gonna finish Someone You Can Build a Nest In. Let me see what I have from the library. I don't have anything from the library currently. Okay, this is great. So then once I finish Faebound, I'm gonna start, let me look at what I have saved. I want to start What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. This is a memoir. I have been doing really good at keeping up with my one nonfiction book a month. Last month it was a Roxane Gay book, and this is a memoir, and I'd really like to read that. So I might start that. I can also start the last book in the Sabatahir series, the next book in the Christopher Paolini Aragon series. I have a lot of stuff saved on my Penguin Random House thing that Bride by Ali Hazelwood's on here. Okay. So I'm either going to do Bride by Ali Hazelwood, or I'm going to do What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. I'm going to start one of those two, and they're both shorter, so I think I could potentially finish both of them, because I'll probably start another one today while I'm at work. If I finish Faebound, I'll have tomorrow at work as well. So that's really exciting. So that's what I'm reading. So we're finishing Faebound. We're hopefully finishing Someone You Can Build a Nest In, which comes out in April. And then I'm hopefully going to either start What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo or Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I have been really curious about Bride. I got a signed copy of it from Barnes & Noble. So I'm really excited to read that. And I'm really excited to read What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. So that's the plan. That's what I'm reading. And I think I'm going to wrap this up because my camera is getting ready to die. So I will check in when there's more to update. Welcome to my backyard. It is pee-pee poo-poo potty time, and I have a lot of things to do today. So I'm filming an update out here while I'm sitting with the dogs because they can't go outside by themselves. And it's probably going to be really noisy. There's a helicopter flying over right now. Just the helicopter decided that now was the time. Anyways, I finished Faebound yesterday and I liked it. It was fine, but it was just okay. Like, I don't know that I want to keep reading the series as it comes out, you know, like, I don't know. It was just okay. And that's how I felt about The Final Strife by Sara El-Arifi that I read. Like, it was fine. It was just okay for me. I don't know. It was just missing something for me that would have really piqued my interest. And I don't really know what it was because it was well written. The plot was good. It was predictable. I knew what was going to happen. I mean, the ending wasn't super predictable, but I figured out a lot of stuff. And there was one time where I was listening where I rolled my eyes. So that's never a good sign. I don't remember what I rolled my eyes about, but I did roll my eyes. And yeah. So that's that on that. I think it's a 3. It's just kind of in the middle for me. So I started What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. And I am, let me check, because I was just listening to it, a little bit more than half. I'd say I'm 60% of the way through. And this is not a book that I would recommend lightly. I think that you have to be very interested in this to want to listen to this. It is very heavy. It's quite dark. So I would make sure that you're in the right headspace before you read this one. Make sure you check trigger warnings, all of that stuff. It is incredibly well written. I can tell that it's well researched. And the dogs are getting ready to have WrestleMania, so they're going to start barking. Goose has the post-poop zoomies are happening now. Anyways, I can tell that she did a lot of research, and what I think is really impressive is the way that she has woven this research and these statistics and stuff into the story, into her story, without it sounding info dumpy, without it sounding overly textbookish. Yeah, it's been really great so far. It's been really upsetting. So, this is a really great memoir. It's a really great book about childhood trauma. But it's not one that I would recommend to everybody. I think you need to be interested. I think you need to actively want to read this. And if something is telling you no, don't read that, then don't read it. That's going to be my suggestion with this one. But so far, it is very good. I am kind of hoping that I'll... Billy. I'm kind of hoping that I'll finish it today. I have a lot of stuff to do today. It's a busy day. I've got a lot of editing. I've got a lot of stuff. We have a staff meeting. I've got to get an oil change at work. So I'm hoping that I'll finish it today with all my like errand running and stuff that I have to do. And then tomorrow, friends are coming over, but I do have a lot of house cleaning that I have to do. So I'm hoping I finish it today and then I can start Bride tomorrow. And I'm hoping that Bride will like be a good like break in between these two. I haven't read any more of Someone You Can Build a Nest In. Let me see where I'm at. At 22, I'm 41% of the way through that. So I will likely read some when I get home this evening of that, because that's a nice like little break from this very challenging but very good memoir that I'm reading. So but yeah, that's what the deal is. It's Friday morning. I don't know if I said that, and it's kind of cold out here. The sun is just rising. Like it probably just came up an hour ago. I'm out here at sunrise. But anyways, this is a weird video because like I've been in different places that I'm not normally at. So you're getting like the full tour of Casa de la Sara and Richie and Goose and Bailey. But yeah. Hey buddy. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna go now. Go do all of the stuff I need to do. I need to like get my bag packed to go to the staff meeting today. Hey buddy. Need some neck scritches. And I want to try to get a video edited before I head out today. So I'm gonna go do all that, and I will be back when there is more to update. Hi, hello. Welcome back to my desk. I have some updates. It is Sunday afternoon. Goose and Bailey are intensely sniffing me. Hi, buddy. It's Sunday afternoon, and I just finished Bride. Oh my gosh. This was so good. I could not put this down. I did not want to put this down. I started this at work on Friday afternoon. I didn't do an update yesterday because we were pretty busy. Did I do an update? I did a lot of cleaning yesterday morning, and so I listened to a big chunk of this. And then yesterday night when we got home from hanging out with our friends, it was about 7:30. I put my headphones on and I like read this while I listened to the audiobook. And I sat there for like 2 hours, like just absolutely devouring this book. This was phenomenal. Goose, please don't lick my ankles. The only bummer thing is that I went to Bookmarks yesterday, and I made some purchases, so I'll show you that in a minute. But somebody said that if this was my first Ali Hazelwood, and if I liked this one a whole lot, that I might not like the others, but I may give them a shot just to see, because I really liked her writing. Like it was a lot of dialogue. It was funny. Like I actually like really laughed out loud several times while I was reading this. This was so good. It was so good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And what's interesting is I heard about this coming out like 6 months ago. And in January, maybe late December, early January, I, on a whim, pre-ordered this hardcover signed copy. And I was like, ooh, what if I don't like this book? But I'm so glad that I pre-ordered this and got a signed copy, because I loved this. And this is an Omegaverse novel. I don't have any feelings about that. I know a lot of people online are like, Omegaverse, whatever. Like, yes, this was a little, a little gross at the end. But it didn't bother me because, like, at the end of the day, this is like a monster romance book, sort of. It's a paranormal romance. I expected some weirdness. But anyways, I thought this was excellent. And if you like monster romances, this is a really, really good one. It was really enjoyable. It was easy to read. It was funny. I felt like this was like the perfect mix of romance and plot for me. Like I feel like this had a believable plot to it, and it wasn't just a vehicle for smut. So this was very enjoyable. I also finished, that's We Free the Stars, which I finished a couple weeks ago and I just never took down. So we went to Bookmarks last night. I did not find anything at McKay's, but I did find some stuff at Bookmarks. One thing that I found, and now this is really fun because I have known that Bookmarks has had this for a while, but it's this little like planner, and it's called Plots and Plans, and when you open it up, it is like a to-do list sticky note section, and then like the days of the week, and you can write down what you're doing for the days of the week. So I got a copy of this because I love making lists, and I like having just like a week at a glance, and I'm planning on like taking that, putting it on the fridge so that I can see it, so my husband can see it, so he knows what I'm doing. So I got this. I got A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen, which I read in the beginning of January. The first edition has these beautiful, like, shiny, sprayed edges. Ooh. The naked hardcover has this, like, blue, and then it's embossed on the front here. It's kind of hard to show. I wish that the dust jacket wasn't shiny, but I feel like it fits. Anyways, I wasn't sure if I was going to get a copy of this because I enjoyed this book. I don't know that I loved it. But like, this was so beautiful. Like, how could I not? It's gorgeous. So I was like, treat yourself. And here we are. So that's one that I've already read that needs to go on my shelves upstairs. And then finally, I have been wanting to get into some other genres. I don't read lit fic very much. I'm dipping my toe into nonfiction this year. I'm trying to read one nonfiction book a month. So far, most of those have been like essays or memoirs, which is something that I'm really comfortable with and something that I really enjoy. And so while I was there, while I was at Bookmarks, I got to looking at the poetry section, and I saw this beautiful book. It's called Self-Love for Small Town Girls, which, like, who doesn't need that? And it had a little description underneath it from one of the employees who works there, and they were talking about how much they love this. And I just think that the cover is, I love this minimal, like, line drawing of this girl, and so I picked this up. So this is poetry, and I've read a couple of pages already, and the writing is beautiful. Like, I'm into this, and I could see how, like, you know, so I'm gonna give poetry a try. It may or may not be for me, but so far I've read like 3 pages and I really enjoy this, so got this. But yeah, that's what I got this weekend. So I finished What My Bones Know. That was excellent. I can't remember if I've talked about that. And now I finished Bride. I got a hold from the library. Got my hold for Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. This book is enormous. The audiobook is 32 hours. So I guess I'm going to be starting on that. I will not be able to finish this before tomorrow morning. But I am excited to read this. I've heard there's one person that I follow online, and she raves about this book. And yeah, I have no idea what this is about, but I am excited to read it. I have read Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, and I did really enjoy that one. That one was one where, like, when I was reading it, I read it really quickly. Like, I wanted to read it, but right when I finished it, I was like, that was just a really weird book. But since time has gone on, I've been like, wow, I really enjoyed that. So I'm kind of thinking that this will be sort of similar, and I fully anticipate having to do some like tandem co-reading with the audiobook and with this gargantuan book. So I think that what I'm going to do with the poetry book is I think I'm going to keep that upstairs on my bedside table, and I'm going to read a little bit every night before bed. And then I'm going to work on this. So I don't know, there is a chance that I could get really into the poetry and like finish it, because a lot of it's like short. But I'm going to start this, work on the poetry, and yeah, I'll have more to update you on tomorrow at the end of the reading vlog. I feel so good, like, since I've been doing this reading vlog. Like, it feels right. It feels good talking to myself about the books that I read in my house. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. It is the end of the reading vlog. It is Monday morning. I'm getting ready to head out, and let's recap everything that I read this weekend. So right when I started the reading vlog, I finished Faebound by Sara El-Arifi. I enjoyed this. I did not love it. I don't know that I will continue the series. This is the second book by Sara El-Arifi that I have read, and I've been like, I don't know that I care to finish. So there's just something, I think, about her stories that don't hook me. I then read What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. That's a memoir. It was spectacularly written. It was beautiful. It was awful to listen to. Her story is horrifying, but I will say, if that's something that you're interested in, it's something that I highly recommend. I think it was very well done. I really liked the way that she incorporated the facts and the statistics, and I liked the way that she did all of her research and how it didn't feel like research. It just felt like she was talking to you. The other thing that I really liked, and I really recommend the audiobook for this one specifically, one, because she tells the story herself, but two, because in this third part, in the last bit, she includes actual recordings of her and her therapist talking. And it was really fascinating to listen to. So I thoroughly enjoyed What My Bones Know by Stephanie Foo. I thought it was excellent, but it's not one that I would recommend to everybody. I think it's something that you have to be looking for. And then the last book that I read this weekend was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I loved it. I ate it up. I love a monster romance. I don't even know what to say about this book. It was so good. I am going to attempt to read another Ali Hazelwood just to see. It would be dipping my toes into like actual people romance, which isn't as fun to me. I like the monster aspect of it. So I'm gonna try it. But somebody did tell me that if Bride was my first intro to Ali Hazelwood, I might not like the other ones. But yeah, Bride was amazing. It fully lived up to the hype. Everybody's been talking about it. It was spectacular. And then I got a hold from the library for Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. But I started listening to it and I was like, I'm not feeling this right now. So I returned it, and I got an Everend, and I'm going to work on this week finishing up some arcs that I started and reviewed but wasn't able to finish because I requested too many arcs. So I started listening to Sunbringer. I was about halfway through the digital book for Sunbringer, so that's kind of where I picked up with the audiobook. I fully plan on finishing that this week. I'm going to attempt to finish Lore of the Wilds, and this seems like there was another one. Yeah, those are the two big ones. So I'm going to try to finish Sunbringer and Lore of the Wilds this week. So that's everything that I read this weekend for this reading vlog. I hope that you read some bangers this weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!